Hey, here's what I have going on in this video. This is a view from a campground. It's been active since the 1800s that we're checking out. I'm going to share what I found there along with a few other things found recently, including gold and silver. Also, I ran across something that I never ever found before or seen before that's really cool. Okay, let's get into it. I seem to find a lot of files, so many in fact that about 3 years ago I decided to throw them in what I'll call a file box just for fun and to watch them grow. I'm using the Minelab Equinox 900 uh, along with a Garrett pinpointer. I used to use the 800, but now that's my backup machine. And I really like the 900. You know, I find a fair amount of Christian religious medallions, but this one's a little bit different. It's not Christian, it's something else. After a little research, I determined that this is actually a Kuan Yin medallion. Uh, Kuan Yin is a Buddhist divine figure and the goddess of compassion. I gave it to a friend that practices the Buddhist philosophy. You know, 7 Up was invented in 1929, but it wasn't called 7 Up, it was called Bib Label Lithiated Lemon Lime Soda. And in 1936, they changed the name to 7 Up. Lithium citrate was part of the initial formulation of 7 Up. Lithium has an atomic number mass of 7. It's an upper, a mood lifter, hence the name 7 Up. And they took lithium out of the formulation in 1948. This bottle top cap has been in the ground for over 30 years, so it's a little late to get into the game. Hey, I laid out on the back of the tailgate all the goodies that were found at the campsites, including a bunch of tent stakes. There's brass shell casings, some newer coins, lots of metal to recycle. The oldest thing was a shell casing that was a rimfire shell casing, so that's probably from the 1800s. You know, I don't do a lot of park detecting, but here I am. This gave me a solid 11 on the Equinox 900. It could have easily been a ball of foil or a piece of aluminum. Instead, it ended up being a nice 14 karat gold ring. A good example why it pays to dig everything. You know, I've found hundreds of rings over the years, and I put together a display with some of my favorites. They are not necessarily the most valuable, but some are unique and some just carry good memories of the find. Finding this heavy gold ring with a star sapphire gemstone is a nice memory. I cleaned up that gold ring I found at the park. Is it display case suitable? If I put one in, I have to take one out. I also found a silver ring at the park that day that I didn't video. I actually like both these rings. All right, I'm upgrading the display by replacing a silver ring with a newly found silver ring. And I'm going to replace another plain Jane silver ring with the gold ring. It's a nice improvement. The removed rings are being relegated to the jewelry junkyard box. All right, I'm back in the woods and wow, I've never seen anything like this before. Look at it, look at this caterpillar. The only reason I spotted it was because it's a lighter shade of green relative to the Douglas fir branch it's attached to. This thing is wild. Look at the spikes. Just amazing. I've done a little research and determined that this is a Ceanothus silk moth caterpillar. It's only this stage of its life for a short while before it packs itself up into a silk cocoon for the winter for protection. It's a voracious eater right now, but once it breaks out of the cocoon in the spring as a moth, its only mission is to mate. No time is wasted eating. As a matter of fact, it doesn't even have a mouth. The moth will only live for about 7 days. During that 7 days, the females lay their eggs, they hatch in about 2 weeks, and we have the start of another generation. It's all pretty fascinating. Well, I hope you got some entertainment out of this video and maybe even learned something. I sure did. And that'll do it for now. So long.